Okay, so this is sort of the same premise then as what we had with deboning the turkey, and we're just going to finish this process then. So we'll start from the beginning, we'll do the whole process, then we'll roll the legs, show you how we're going to roast this. I'm going to roast this then with some potatoes and some carrot, that sort of thing in the oven, and then finished product will come out. Okay, so starting off, first thing, big thing is stability when you're doing this. So the first cuts will be with the legs to stabilize the bird a little bit more while you're cutting. Okay, so cut the skin between the leg and the breast. Okay, and then what you're going to do simply is the breast, then up the center, we're going to, you have a piece of cartilage that forms that little sort of oval in the middle that you go out and around. So two simple cuts to start, starting in the middle and heading towards that, cut along and around that cartilage, and in is cut number one. And then you're going to then take and cut around the other side, out and around on the breast, cut number two. So now you've got that bone separated in the middle, so the breastbone separate. Okay, really simple then, because what you're doing is following down, and it doesn't matter which side you start from, but you're following down onto the wishbone. So you're cut then down the rib cage and just simply follow the bone down and straight down to sever off the breast, eliminate those rib cage bones like that, and take the breast down to where the wing and breast is still attached. You can take both of those off together if you want, which is sometimes easier, by simply just cutting around the wing and taking breast and wing then off total like that. Okay, show you on the other side. I always like to work towards myself whichever way I'm going, so it just makes it a little bit easier. So I always turn it around the other way and down, remember the wishbone, down along the rib cage. Now this time what I'll do is I'll take this breast off without the wing coming off, just to show you the different way. So what we're going to do then is just simply take the breast off like that, and you've got boneless breast. Okay.
Make it look easy.
And then if you're going to take the wing afterwards, then you can just go from underneath and take the wing off, and the wing's done. If you're going to roast the wing, remember, tuck the wing, right, so it cooks at the same time as all the other parts, right, and that can go into your roasting pan. We'll then show you then on the other breast that we left the wing on. All you simply have to do is just go out and around the wing like that. You've got both your breasts deboned, tuck the wing, put that in your roasting pan. These are then ready to roast, and all you're going to do is season both sides. They're going to go in the roasting pan, which I'll show you in a minute once we do these legs, and they're ready to roast just like that, so that you get nice crisp skin and nice juicy breast. Okay, now to finish then taking the legs off, then, and this is kind of the fun part, and go through the other video with it, I get to dislocate the leg here and have a bit of fun. The key to this, remember, is on the back that you see there's that extra large piece of dark meat in here that you got to go out and around. This short piece here, so that if you, so you just get that little dip in along by the back and then straight across, gets all that meat then from in here. Okay, so you don't leave that, which is a large chunk of meat. And there's your leg off the carcass like that. Other side, same thing, just take it out of the joint, scoop that meat, take it off. There's your other leg. There's your carcass left like that. Okay. Now, in the other video it shows there again, and this is a little bit easier when you've got, as a chicken, you could just throw this whole thing into a pot with the legs once they're deboned, and if the wings if you want to make stock and all of that. But the most crucial part obviously is the back, because backs and necks and leg joints have the most flavor. So if you didn't have room for this portion, at least get this into your stock, you're going to get the most flavor out of it. Okay, but when it's small, you get a fair, it's easier to put it in. Just go ahead like that. Now the next trick here then is doing the legs. And when you look at the leg, you've got a bit of a separation between the meat, where there's a piece of meat on top of the bone, meat severs down by the bone. So your first cut is on that seam, down to the bone. The next one removes that meat off the top of the bone and along the side, and then just squeeze your fingers together underneath to make a hole, so that you're actually holding it like this, and then just take your knife, insert it, and just take the knuckle right off of there, and then the meat's severed from the actual thigh bone. Now, a little scrape down gets that down to where the joint is, so it's nice and clean. And then what you're going to do is an incision then along the leg bone, and just down one side of the leg for your next cut, down along the side of the leg your next cut, Same thing, finger in and underneath to get space in there. Okay, so because you pretty much debone it with your hand at that point, it just comes right off. And then you hold the thigh bone and just simply let it fall off. Okay, so just little tiny cuts, let it fall off. You're going to go out and around the knuckle so you don't get that knuckle in there. Okay, just let it fall off, little cuts, meat falls on its own weight, like that. And there it comes off, nice and simple, like that. And you're left with the leg separate. Now this is the key then, the tenons are very dangerous, and not so much in the chicken case like this as it is turkey, because the tenons aren't as big in the chickens, but this is what you want to beware of. A lot of people take and they do the tenons individually and take them out like that. If you do one simple process and you turn it over and you've got a V with next to no meat, insert your knife in through that V, 45-degree angle, cut down towards the board. Same thing on the other one, cut down towards the board. All of those tenons then come off in here. This is going into stock anyhow, so you're going to be able to save all that little bit of meat that is there. And then just turn it over, make sure you've got no tenons in here, and there's your one boneless leg.
The video actually is very good. You did that with the turkey, now.
Yeah, with the video, yeah, step by step. There's that knuckle we forgot about.
The knuckle, and you got the knuckle in there, and then you just got to take it out after. The key with that is that you don't want to sever this skin where the knuckle is, right? Because if you sever that, then when you roast it, and I'll show you later where you overlap the meat, then the moisture comes out, right? And it goes right out and dries out a little bit. So kind of the key. Same thing then, other leg, one side of the thigh, meat off the top of the thigh and down the other side, hand in underneath, knuckle off the thigh bone, scrape it down so it goes down near the knuckle, one cut along the leg, another cut down the side of the leg, cut along the opposite side, hand in and under, take the meat then off of the leg bone, and now it's just simply weight of the meat, short cuts like this, out and around the knuckle without severing the skin. Let it fall on its own weight. Once it's all severed and falls, then you're going to turn it over. In that joint then, knife in, 45-degree angle, cut to the board, 45-degree angle, cut to the board. There's your second leg. Check for any tenons that are in here. There's none there. It's all good. Now you've got two boneless legs ready to roll. Okay? So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this board away, and we're going to then take our tin foil, which we're then going to show you how to roll these legs